Thank you, President Constantinescu, my dear friends. Of course, I want to thank you personally and Institute for this culture and civilization. Also, I want to thank to my friends and colleagues from NGIC, Nizami Ganjavi International Center. We are here, some of us are present here. Prime Minister Peter Eka, my dear friend Takashvili, former Deputy Prime Minister of Georgia, and of course our generator behind this, the NGIC moves, Secretary General Roshan Murado. We are on our way. And of course I see Stoyanov Peter over there. Yeah. So Peter, I was just first, I wasn't naming us by a level of importance, because if I was naming us by a level of importance, probably you would go right after Ismail, or together with him, pair to pair. But I was just naming us. They were in here on our way to Moldova, in our mission on Moldova, to see what's going on and to visit some refugees places and to talk to top officials of Moldova, because Moldova is on a front line of this brutal aggression of Russia to Ukraine. Our today's gathering has two words in naming it. First is emergency, and another one is education in the broad sense of the name. When it comes to emergency, I think it's really high time, and thank you, Emil, for using this opportunity to put us together. I'm very glad that we are here on our way to Moldova. We are in a race against time. We don't have too much time to discuss. This is not scientific paper, which needs so many evidence, because the evidence is self-evident. What's going on? The crisis is really going on when it comes to education, and the people who are researchers, and I think Fatwa also pointed out very well. This is about the Ukrainian crisis. It's not only about Ukrainians, because they are students, academics, educational research people who are affected by Ukrainian crisis, who are in Ukraine from different parts of the world, in different countries. It applies to them as well. At the same time, I think that what I would appeal to you, Emil, as our godfather in certain context in this conference, that we should be strong on calling European Union first, to show the moral strength. And by saying showing moral strength, because as you said rightly in an invitation to this conference, it is no question that we have to do something because of moral values and because of humanitarian aspect. But when it comes to European Union, this is not about the war, about sending military forces. That's another play, and we don't talk about that. We talk about now the moral value of the European Union, and the moral value of the European Union when it comes to education and when it comes to science. When it comes to the most affected people, from little kids who are refugees today, who are displaced from their homes in Ukraine and who are in here vicinity. Students, professors, teachers, people who are in absolute desperate need, in a race which the time is critical. European Union has capacity. Economic capacity, European Union does have. The question is, does the European Union have a moral capacity? And we have to appeal for moral capacity of the European Union to help in this area. Besides humanitarian and the moral aspect, which is self-evident, the European Union has a reasons that also to be with us, to help in this area, people affected by the Ukrainian crisis. Because of social impact of this, that is going to be shown very quickly if we don't act quickly. Social impact. There will be political impact on the face of the European Union. Will the European Union save the face in here when it comes to such a group of people? And the third element, if it's not enough to the European Union, well, we can tell them that there is economic aspect of this. From economic perspective, sooner they do act as European Union. When I talk as European Union, I know that Romania is part of the European Union, but the European Union has to act as a whole, and especially the most strong part of the European Union. Just let me give you a small example. If today, 5 days ago, there was about 3.2 million people in the European Union that are refugees in the European Union. But when it comes to Romania, there's about 400,000 refugees. Now, when you take a ratio in between both in Romania and the European Union, you are 4 times more pressed per capita than average European Union citizen. When it comes to, let's say, economic power in the sense of GDP per capita in PPP, which is light version, goes in the direction of rich people in their favor. Even when it comes to PPP, when you take average GDP per capita in PPP sense, you see that European Union is 6 times less burdened by refugees than average Romanian citizen. So, in Moldova it's even worse. In Moldova it's terrifying. The numbers are terrifying. Terrifying, simply terrifying. So I think it is very important that our appeal is very direct, very precise, and asking European Union to be the beacon of libertarian democracy, to be really something that the European Union says that is sent for, that is made for. And if education and refugees who are affected so strongly by this brutal aggression of Russian army, then European Union has bigger problem than it looks at this very moment. I'm not talking about the military aspect, I'm talking about simple education, simply about science, about research, and about helping people that are in such a desperate need. And finally, to make a long story short, I think that we have to appeal strongly to the European Union, but we also have to appeal to the world that calls itself the world of democracy. To global, we have to have a global appeal to countries who are supposed to be on the same side with fighting for democracy, because they have economic capacity to do it. So at least we have to show them and to tell them that we are not blind. We are scientists, we are educators, and we are really standing after hardcore facts. But this is so clear. This is so clear, and we have to show that we are really calling and appealing for people to support the war. And finally, there is one quote that I use very often in different circumstances, but this quote was never so appealing to me. There's an old quote by A.G. Wells. I don't know how old, 100 years old? Can you imagine that time? That civilization is constant racing between education and catastrophe. That never appeals more than today when we talk about people, young, new generation that's supposed to be our future, because they are now in front of the global catastrophe. And if we push them and let them go with that catastrophe, then we have no chances as well. And education is the right way to win that race, to start with that. So thank you, Andrew, for this opportunity, and I really do hope that we will continue on being the moral voice of educational community together with your institute, with NGIC, and as NGIC we are doing a lot of things lately in different versions in different areas. This is only one small segment of what we do, but it is very, very important, and we're happy that I'm here with my dear friends Eka, Roshan, and Peter, and of course Peter, we are thinking about you always, and we know that your wisdom together with a smile of wisdom is giving us bigger opportunity to show our strength, because after all, our dear friend Emil is also NGIC member, one of the founding fathers of NGIC, so we're very happy that you are having this initiative, and I'm so happy that we are all with you today. So thank you so much.
Thank you.